I just happened to walk into a liquor store on my way home from work the other day, and they had this. They had just gotten it in Penelope Havana. Now, I haven't heard much about it, and honestly, I kind of forgot it was coming out. But now that I have it, do I think it's worth the hunt? Let's find out. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. I'm Doc Martinez, and today we are going to review this bottle, the Penelope Havana, and see what is different about this one, and is it worth hunting? So let's pop open this bottle, set it a little aside, and let it breathe. All right, let's listen to that cork pop. Ooh, very, very nice. Let's pour some in here. Always love that sound. Let's put this here and set it aside for now. Havana is double finished in Caribbean rum barrels, renowned for their molasses confection and tropical sweetness, and 100% farm-sourced maple syrup barrels. They say that it lets the flavors transport you to the charm of Old Havana. I've never been, but I can't wait to travel. Also, anytime I do a review, I'm going to do a giveaway, so stay tuned to find out how you can win some samples of this Penelope Havana. Let's get into the bottle details. Bottle details. Penelope Havana. Classification 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey. Distillery Penelope. Release date January 2025. Proof on this is 93 proof, making it 46.5 ABV. Age none stated. Finish in maple syrup and rum barrels. Mashbill, 74% corn, 7% rye, 16% wheat, and 3% malted barley. MSRP on this is $80. Anytime I do a review, I use a scoring of 1 to 10 on aroma, flavors, complexity, mouthfeel, finish, and of course, would I buy again? All right, here we go for the fun part. Now, I did let this sit out for a few minutes to let it air out, but no more wasting time. Let's go in for this. Let's just kind of look at this first. Has a good dark color to it, so it's not very, very light. There is no age statement, as I mentioned, so I don't know how old this is, but it's got some good color to it. So I'm gonna think that there's some age in here as well. I mean, some of that could be brought in from the molasses, right? From the rum. Some of that could be brought in, some of that color could be brought in from the maple syrup. So that could make it darker and, make me think that it's a little bit older, but let's see. Looking to see how it sticks to the glass. It does create some tight legs. There's just starting to show. There's some areas where it's running a little bit, but other areas where it's nice and tight. And that usually means there's good viscosity in there. And I like seeing that when it's just taking its time to run. It's always nice to see that. But time to go in for that nose. Aroma. Okay, so on the nose, it's actually very sweet. Not a lot of that alcohol content that you're going to get, but it is a lower proof because I said it's a 93% proof, so it's not very high proof. A lot of sweetness. You get that, you do get that maple. You get some of that dark molasses in there. There is some caramel as well. I'm kind of just letting my nose adapt. This is my first thing I'm smelling for the night, so it's taking me a little bit longer. Yeah, there is a little bit of like a banana note in the background, and a little bit of caramel, hint of vanilla, but very light. A lot of times I get more of that vanilla up front. But for aroma, there's actually a good amount of aroma with this. I'm gonna give that a 6.5. Flavors. Let's go for that initial taste. Ooh, so it's a lot different. Initial taste hits you pretty sweet. A little bit of tannicky, like it's drying on my mouth already on that first sip. You do get that sweetness, that like caramel, molasses. It's thick, so it's thick on the tongue. A little bit of nuttiness in there as well. The taste went through that kind of quickly. It's my first drink. I did like that. I'm gonna give that as well 6.5. Complexity. How does it evolve on the tongue? Ooh, now I'm starting to taste like a caramel popcorn note. I'm getting a lot of caramel, a lot of sweetness up there. And I love caramel popcorn, so that's actually a really good note for me. A little bit of, there is a little tiny bit of a Kentucky hug there. A lot of sweetness, almost no spice. It almost tastes like, also like when you have the popcorn with the sweet and the saltiness, there's a little bit of like that, almost a little saltiness on there as well. There is some nuttiness to this, kind of almost like a pecan or a hazelnut, kind of just hint in there, but more of a, you know what? It's more of like a candied nut, that's, been cooked in sugar, let that sugar, get darker and just sit on that. And that's kind of what it tastes like when you bite into that. I mean, For being a low proof, that actually did have a good amount of flavors. For complexity, I'm going to give that a 7.2. Now, mouthfeel, thickness and viscosity. Now, for being a lower proof, it does coat the mouth well. I get it to coat the tip of the tongue, the mid of the mouth, a little bit of the roofing now that I've had this next sip. It is silky, very silky and smooth and soft on the tongue. I mean, honestly, that's, for being such a low proof, that's not a bad mouthfeel. I'm actually going to give that a 7. Finish. How does it stay? How does it finish, right? Now, I kind of like it because every drink you take, you get that more of those flavors, right? I still taste all the caramel popcorn. I taste like burnt sugar with that nuttiness. Like I said, like you're getting nuts, cooking them with some sugar, letting that char on there and just, add that extra flavor. It's nice and covers the mouth, and the finish is still there. Now, the first drink I had, the finish kind of went a little bit fast, right? But I wasn't paying attention for the finish. I was paying attention for everything else. Now that I've had multiple drinks, it's still on my tongue. There's still a nice hint of it on their tongue. Now, it's not like foolproof, like I just took the sip, but it's also not like it's just a hint of it where it's just barely there. It's kind of that mid-grade. And I mean, normally when you have these lower proofs, I don't have that to stay there for as long. I'm actually liking that. I'm liking the finish. I'm liking that little bit of taste, the sweetness, that caramel. Make me actually want some caramel popcorn and watch a movie, really. But I don't know, making me think about like Havana Nights and stuff like that, because I've never been Havana and don't know that. But I can see myself just sitting there sipping on this and enjoying it, and enjoying watching, enjoying people dancing, enjoying people singing and stuff like that. So I can see that on that. Actually, for that finish, it's surprising me. It surprised me with this finish. I'm gonna give that an 8. I'm going for one more sip before I tell you if I buy it again. You have to be in the mood for this one, I think. It is sweeter than most. I think this is a good one for people who are getting into bourbons and who don't like that hotness and don't like the high proofs. There's a lot of flavor to this. There's a lot of sweetness to this. It's very different. $80 bottle. It's about $80, right? I honestly do like it. And I think I would buy this again at $80. If I can find it at $8 again, yes. I remember reading about how many bottles are out there, and it wasn't that small of a number, but it is kind of limited. So I'm hoping this is something that becomes more available out there, and I'm hoping as time goes on, this becomes more and more available. Now, would I go much more than the $80? No. I mean, maybe up to $100 is probably the most I would pay for this, but at $8, definitely I would buy again. So yes, I would buy again, and I'm actually going to give that an 8.5. All right, going through all that, I actually had to pour myself just a little bit more so I can finish the video off. Man, the tough breaks, right? So I added this up, 43.7 out of 60. For me, that's actually a really good score because I'm pretty strict on my scoring. I don't like to go very high. I like to be very honest and even with everything. And for what this was, it surprised me. I liked it a little bit more than I thought I would. I like the flavoring with it. And I honestly think I could probably even, I'm not so much of a cigar smoker, but I think I could actually have a cigar with this, and that sweetness with that cigar will blend very, very nicely. Maybe, Havanas, do they smoke a lot of cigars in Havana? Possibly, right? Possibly. So, I mean, honestly, I really think this is a good buy. I really think it's a good bottle. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm definitely going to be hunting a backup for myself. And if you find one and you really don't want it, let me know. I might be able to pick it up from you. All right. Let's talk about how you can win a sample. First of all, if you have not, please go hit that like button. Especially if you think I deserve it, go hit that like button. It really helps me. Also, while you're there, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 2,222 subscribers, and when I do, it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a fun giveaway. Also, share it. Sharing helps the algorithm, so please share it as well. Now, the way you're going to win is in the comments below. Let me know, which is your favorite Penelope. Do you have a Penelope that you like to drink? Or are you one of those that, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Penelope. Let me know that in the comments below. Also, add #Havana. That way you have a chance to win a pour of this. I actually am really enjoying it, so I can't wait to share it with some of you out there. Well, my friends, thank you for joining me again on another journey down my whiskey rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends, cheers.